Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I have been in hiatus for a while, but this is a new video. Hopefully it will keep going for later on in the year. This series is going to be Let's Talk About It. It's going to be mostly on many different topics. Destiny 2, League of Legends, and many other stuff that might be real life or not. First, let's talk about why isn't there a damage perk for the Void subclass? But before we talk about why there isn't one, let's talk about the ones that are already in the game. First, let's talk about the stasis ones, Headstone and Choke Clip. First, let's talk about Headstone. When you get a precision kill on an enemy, it spawns a large stasis crystal. Just in general, this perk works really well with stasis subclass. It helps with some fragments and some aspects. It's a really good perk that just improves your build a little bit more. What Choke Clip does is the top mag of your magazine. Yeah, I said that correctly, I think. It slows enemies. On the second hit, it will freeze people. This again, it's overall great damage and again great crowd control if you want to like stop like majors who you just have one in place. It works really well against anti-barrier champions. You can stop them from doing some mechanics that you don't probably need anti-barrier, but it's still very you should still run anti-barrier. Either way, it's still a really good perk. Just in general, just freezing people, slowing people, a great perk. Now let's go to Solar. Let's skip Void for now. Solar, we have Incandescence. Whenever you get a kill, the enemy explodes, applying Scorch to any nearby enemies. This, when it came out, everyone fell in love with. Everyone just wanted to have it, and the two guns that came out with a season was Drang and Callous Multitude. Damn, I almost forgot. Many people love this perk. It helps synergize a lot with Solar 3.0. Some of the aspects just worked. And one of the few fragments, like it just one where it increased the amount of Scorch someone applied to, or I think that's what it said. Or whenever someone is burning, or yeah, burning, your class ability regens faster. So it was a really good perk. Even if you don't have even if you don't have the Solar subclass equipped, it's still a great damage perk. Just good damage overall, good ad clear. Now let's talk about the new one that came out with the new season, Volt Shot. This perk, I believe, might be the best out of all of them. It synergizes very well with Solar 3.0. My bad. With Arc 3.0. Let's see what damn, I can't speak. Anyways, Volt Shot, what it does is whenever you get a kill, after a reload, the next shot will become amplified, overcharged. Hitting an enemy with this overcharged shot they will become jolted. This is a great perk because Jolt is such an amazing debuff on enemies. It would ad clear everything around it, and it was just a good perk in general. And it two guns that have it, or the three guns that have it, which is the linear fusion rifle for this season, the sidearm from this season, and the scout rifle from this season. The one that I feel like benefits the best, especially in endgame content, is going to be the scout rifle. Just getting a kill will proc Volt Shot, and you will be able to put it on the anti-barrier scout rifle and do damage to an anti-barrier. And if you kill something and you tell your teammates, oh, let's focus the anti-barrier, and it's proc with Volt Shot, it's just everything around is just gonna die. So it's a great perk overall. But enough of the other subclasses and their original perks. Let's talk about Void now. The only other Void perk that we have is the one where I don't remember its name because I don't have it. I don't use it at all. Is whenever you get a kill on a debuff enemy that has a Void debuff, of course, you'll get an overshield. in paper, it sounds really nice. It sounds just great. I believe if this came out when Void 3.0 happened, especially with Volatile Flow, everyone will be running it. But it didn't. And why is that? At first, I thought Bungie was scared. Bungie was scared that they didn't want to add a void damage perk because it would just be too strong. Volatile rounds are pretty strong. Giving something weakened with a gun is just incredibly strong, just helpful in general. So I thought, oh, they just added it on exotic, so from Vow of the Disciple. So like, oh, we're not getting one anytime soon. But then we got Incandescence. Then we got Volt Shot. And then that my theory just went off the rails. Cause they wouldn't add Volt Shot and Incandescence, but give a defensive perk to Void. So I'm a little confused on what they want for the Void subclass, especially for the perk. If they continue the trend of being defensive with the Void perk, maybe with Solar, whenever you got a kill, or maybe when you got rapid kills, whenever you reloaded, it granted a small cure. But that was already a intrinsic perk, so that might have not been the best, or just in general it gave you radiant or something like that, or maybe a grand recovery, which it wouldn't be bad. And what about arc? Maybe whenever after you get a reload, after you get a kill, you reload and you get resistance, especially on the damage you've already taken. Let's say someone shoots you with void, you get the kill. After you reload, you get that small void resistance. So it will be very helpful for endgame content, just having it around, just overall great. But I wish they added some sort of void damage perk, because it would very helpful with other builds. Because with this perk, the one for void, it doesn't help much, because Titans already get an overshield for just doing their barrier, and they have ways to get it back even faster, so they don't really need it. Warlocks, they have Rift, they don't need an overshield. Plus, they can get Devour pretty easily. The only ones I can see using on a consistent level is Hunters. They can shadow dive into enemies and then kill them with a gun and get an overshield, and then turn invisible. But again, the Void Hunter is mostly invisible. That's how they heal. That's how they are defensive. And if they want to even be more defensive, they can just get Devour. Every subclass can get Devour. So I feel like this perk is kind of underwhelming. It can get its niches. It can be useful. But outside of Void, the subclasses, it's pretty much non-existent. The other perks can work without their subclasses. So why can't the Void one work without its subclasses? Maybe other, but there again, maybe I have seen that some exotics work with the perk, but are you willing to sacrifice your exotic armor for it? Personally, I wouldn't. I will run different that allows it to something different that allows my build to be even better. So on the next season, I hope they add a void damage perk that synergizes well with void and stuff like that. Because I feel like the void perk is very underwhelming, and either no, they're not gonna remove it. Sorry, that was probably a stupid thing to say. They're not gonna remove it, but at least they would in the next season they could add something similar to incandescence, headstone, chill clip, and volt shot. Something similar to those four perks would be amazing, and that's one of my expectations for next season. All right, I think that will be the end of this episode or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, if you like this, video, please subscribe, like, comment. If you have anything else you want to say about this topic, and yeah, thank you guys for coming.